IPPI Learning Academy, our new Stamford satellite site. My name is Liz Sellinger, and I'm the Director of Education and ABA Services at IPPI here in Connecticut. And I'm really excited to have you all here. Thank you so much. I love the fact that we can show all of this place and tell you a little bit about what we do. So thank you very much. Please have food and something to drink, and I'm about to introduce Lisa Riggi, who is our principal, and she's going to come up for a couple minutes and speak to you all. Lisa?
Yes. So like Liz said, thank you all for coming. We appreciate the opportunity to speak with all of you this evening. Like she said, we're very excited to open up our third location. This school is not different than the school in Stratford. We are one school in 3 locations now, Stamford, Naugatuck, and Stratford, and we're really excited about having the ability to service the students in this community. First and foremost, we want to become part of this community and work with all of you to grow our students and get to know your community and get involved in the community. And those programs that we have up and running in our different, in our Stratford location, we're eager to start here. It is going to be a slow process. We'll get there. So if any of you have any ideas that you'd like to share with us, please feel free to do so. Before I go any farther, I just want to introduce a few of the staff. I'm not going to introduce everybody, but just a couple of staff. And we have Katie Sear, our director here. We have Alona McGuire. Hi, Alona, our vice principal. We have Ali DeLeo, who is our clinical supervisor. And then, if we could just have all of our Stamford staff. We have teachers, any other staff from Stamford. If you can just kind of give a wave. Those are our staff. They come out. So certainly, if you have any questions. We also have some of our Stratford staff. Hello, Stratford. Came to see the open house as well. And so certainly, if you have any questions after our speaking and Lou's speaking, please feel free to see myself, Liz, Katie, any of us, or any of the staff that's out there. If you don't know me, I am Lisa Riggi. I'm the principal here. I started my career 16 years ago as an educator. I absolutely love working with kids. I served the public school for many of those years. I've been with IPP for 4 years, and I do love my time in public school, but I love being part of this team here at IPPI Learning Academy. I can assure you that you are with a group of very, very dedicated educators. We are very collaborative in our mission to serve your children and help them grow, and so I'm excited about that opportunity. It's very different for me, but I love being here, and I've learned so much from the team, and I hope you'll continue to learn and grow with us as well. If you haven't had a chance to look around, please do so. If you need someone to walk you around on a tour, we're willing to do that even after this little get-together. And with that, I'm going to have Liz come back up to the microphone, and thank you all for coming.
So even having Lisa come up here and talk about our mission and serving kids, it gets a little emotional for me. When I think 10 years ago, when this all started, Katie and I started the Stratford site for IPPI Learning Academy. We had 14 kids to start and 12 staff total, including us. It was, when I think back to those days, and if you had said, think about where you'll be in 10 years, I don't think that we ever would have guessed that this is where we would be. We started as behavior analysts who were working in the public schools in our school consultation program, which I'll talk a little bit about later. And we loved that work. We thought it was very important work to go into the public schools and work with kids who needed support and help in academic and social programming so that they can remain in their home schools. What we quickly started to see was that while some of those kids could stay in their home schools, it wasn't the right fit for all of those kids. What we also started to see as providers, we were often asked to go out to some other out-of-district placements and take a look at the schools that were out there for kids who had pretty intensive problem behaviors, kids who were impacted so much by their autism that they could not be in a public school. And what we started to see was that there was there were a lot of schools out there for kids who had significant academic needs, and that's what they did. But if you have behavior issues, there wasn't a place for you. And there were a lot of private schools for kids who had significant behavioral needs. But if you had academic needs, this wasn't the place for you. And so it was a really difficult place for us because we felt that it was so important to look at the whole child. I'm a behavior analyst, and so my focus is behavior, not just maladaptive behaviors, social behaviors, academic behaviors. We look at skill acquisition. We want to teach kids to be successful in all areas of their life. And so this was how our model was founded, was wanting to create something where we could provide good services for all kids who needed services. If you had academic needs and behavioral needs, we had a place for you. So it was very important for us to do that. We grew pretty quickly, as you know, to now we're in three sites with over 100 kids and over 100 staff. And I think what sets us apart from other placements, other out-of-district placements, and other programs serving kids that have different needs, is that while we are behavior analysts, it's our basis. We are an ABA program. But we also know that we have to look at the whole child, the whole individual. And so we also don't think that we're the only ones who know best. We know it's important to collaborate with other professionals, to have a multidisciplinary team to ensure that the services that we're providing for kids are good quality services. It's so important to us. And I'll say that we're constant learners. So when I think of some of the things that we did 10 years ago, I'm like, oh gosh, I can't believe we did that. And I'm sure in 5 years from now, we'll say, wow, I can't believe we did this. We've learned so much since then. So, and we learn from all of you, and that's really important to us. So opening up a third site here in Stamford is so exciting because we know the need is here in this community. We've spoken with people in this community for a number of years saying, when are you going to open up down here? When are you going to have a site here? So we're very excited and feel very fortunate to be in this community, and we look forward to working with everyone here. To move away from the school side of it, the private school side of it a little bit, I do want to just mention a couple of things about our other school services in the state of Connecticut. So this is a very exciting time to be opening this location and to be able to talk in front of all of you, because as many of you do know, we also provide school consultation services in the public schools, as I mentioned before. And in the last year and a half, we've had a shift in leadership. We've had a shift in the type of services that we provide. We've been talking to our stakeholders, trying to get a better sense of what's needed. And we are looking to really move in a different direction for our school consultation services so that we can provide better and more quality services to kids out in public schools. So Chrissy Martinez is somewhere here. Oh, she's at the door, opening the door. But she's our project director of school partnerships, and she would be thrilled to talk to you about some of the services that we're providing out in the public schools that may be a little bit different than what you may have heard or what you may be used to. We're working really hard at ensuring quality services out in public schools where we work. So there's that. And one other down the road piece of exciting information is we're also looking into, and I think I mentioned this at one of our tours, looking into some new business ventures. We have a number of licensed psychologists on our staff. Some are behavior analysts and some are school psychologists. And so we have noted over the years a pretty significant need for evaluations, assessment services, diagnostic evaluations, psychoed evaluations, program reviews, independent evaluations, and we are looking at working with school districts, working with all of you to provide some of those services as well. So that's something that's new and upcoming. And Lisa Dobie is our school psychologist back there. Wade, if you have questions about any type of assessment services or diagnostic services, she's your gal. You can ask her. Let me see, check my notes here, make sure I covered everything before I stop talking. I think I got everything, that's great. Okay, so once again, thank you so much for being with us here tonight. I'm so grateful and really a little emotional to have everybody here with us. It's been a long road, and I look forward to it continuing. But without further ado, we do have one more speaker on our docket. Our CEO, Lou Giramma, would like to come up and address you all for a few minutes. So let me introduce Lou.
Hi everyone. Like Liz said, my name is Lou Giramma. I'm the CEO of the Institute of Professional Practice. And also echoing what Lisa and Liz said, I want to welcome you all here tonight. And thank you all for coming. This is truly a momentous occasion. It's all, we always so much relish when we can open a new program, because it means we're expanding ourselves and expanding our services and expanding our opportunity to help others, educate others, help others grow in the community. For those of you who don't know, the Institute of Professional Practice is part of a larger organization. We're based in Vermont. We have operations and provide services in 4 other states, Connecticut, obviously, Maryland, Massachusetts, and New Hampshire. The Learning Academy is, as Liz was speaking about, 10 years ago when she and Katie started the Learning Academy, I was reflecting on that. I wasn't here then, but the IPPI started as an organization that provided services for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So what Katie and Liz did was really sort of took a different path in the organization, and it was great, and it showed that we can provide education and services for other types of folks in need, not just the population that we have been working with, which is adults. But I think that the foray into school services and other children's services has really been special for us. Our mission is to build communities by empowering individuals, and I can't think of a better way to do that than through working with kids. The kids we serve and we educate, not just in Connecticut, but also in some of our other states, it really is the future. And the best way to empower communities is to work with children. And these guys do a great job at that. Having this third school satellite is proof of that we do a good job. It means that the community wants us, the community respects our services, and they do a great job. IPPI started about 40 years ago, and we're continuing the path of moving forward to empower communities. And again, we welcome you all for being here, and thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Lou. One last note, if you have not received a tour yet, there's still time. There are folks around who will take you to take a look at the school. Also, if you haven't gotten a chance to take a look at the front table where we have some swag that you can take with you. And if you have a couple of extra minutes, just hang out and take a look at all of the great staff that we have with their bios and pictures on our little PowerPoint that we have out in the front. And please take some food. Once again, thank you so much for coming. And what's that?
Go Bees!
And go Bees, yes!